Today we're going to be taking a look at the Sidewinder here in Modern Warfare Zombies. Now, it's been quite a few seasons since I've even touched this thing. This battle rifle is extremely powerful, but the one downside it does have is that it is a little slow firing. If you guys are looking for a new loadout that can take care of things like the red zone or going into the dark ether, we definitely got you covered here. Also, just might spend the better half of this video ranting, so just be prepared for that. So I do apologize for my absence over the last couple of days with no uploads, guys. I just needed to take a little bit of break from the mental, but I am back and in full swing, and hopefully the daily videos can continue. With that, welcome on back to the channel, everybody. If y'all don't know, my name is Ghost. I appreciate everybody that stops by the video today. If you're into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, rock the hell out of that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. We're getting so close to that 20,000 subscriber goal, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the love and support lately. We are going to get into everything about this run and this loadout, but really quick, I need to give a shout out to today's sponsor. If you guys are looking to unlock the new MW3 camos such as Interstellar or Borealis, or possibly even play in some bot lobbies or get all the best schematics in Modern Warfare Zombies, then be sure to check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable sellers with heaps of brand new offerings for MW3, with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. With thousands of great reviews on Trustpilot, you guys should definitely check them out. Be sure to use code REALG at checkout for 5% off your entire order for a limited time only. Now, as I'm sure most of you guys know, almost every season we try to compile a list of the guns that I think are the most powerful weapons for you guys to use here in Modern Warfare Zombies. If I really was to think where would I put this Sidewinder somewhere on that list, I think it would honestly barely squeeze its way in at number 10. And if I'm being really honest, it's more like probably 11 or 12. But that actually doesn't mean that this is a bad gun at all, and it is completely viable if you want to run it inside of the red tier zone or go inside of the dark ether with it. Now, my big one recommendation if you guys are going to be running this loadout or this weapon is to rock at least an epic or a legendary ether tool. I just think anything a little bit less might make this gun really underwhelming. While this thing does pack a nice little hit, just that fire rate really does kill it. I do wish it killed mega abominations a little bit faster, but it does kill them faster than a lot of guns in this game, so it's not too terrible. Now, if you guys put mega holding on this thing, you're going to be sitting on 540 rounds, which isn't too bad either. One other downside to this weapon that I can say is that it does feel a little bit heavy, and I would recommend pairing it up with something like the VR11 like I'm running here. Or if you're just comfortable with running around with your fists out, I mean, you can do that too. But it is a pretty comfortable weapon to run around in the red tier zone, just dealing with regular zombies and the disciples, the manglers, and whatnot. As you guys can see here, we even took it inside the original OG Season 1 Dark Ether. Yes, we did go inside of the Elder, that's why this one's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, and we got all these mega abominations running around and whatnot. Overall, the gun handled itself in here pretty well, but you guys will see here on the last contract, I was just absolutely spacing off and playing zombies. I'm sure most of you guys have been there. Whenever you're playing zombies, you just kind of go into autopilot mode, you shut your brain completely off, and you're just shooting zombies. Yeah, that was me. I completely forgot to shoot the escort ACV with the VR11 that I had. Now, this one was completely my fault. I was just spacing off and really just not paying attention. But that does bring me to my next point of something that I really wanted to talk about, and that is that this was actually not the video that you guys were supposed to get today. Now, most of the time, unless something comes up or else we get something that's like news breaking, a lot of the times I try to plan out my videos one ahead of the other, just so that way I have them kind of pre-planned out of what I'm gonna do. The video for today was actually supposed to be me going into the Season 2 Reloaded Dark Ether and completing that without a weapon. I'm gonna walk you guys through the complete process. Now, we actually entered the match without a weapon. I ended up dropping 2 legendary ether tools to a random person just because I wanted to get them out of my sack. I didn't have anything to put them on, but I was gonna show you guys how to completely set it up and then go in. So I went into the Elder Dark Ether and we did the HVT contract, and that just went over smooth. And then I started the Outlast contract and I tried to start the PND, and guess what, guys? I don't know if you guys remember this. Back in Season 2, I was trying this and we got stuck to the PND back then. Well, yeah, that glitch is back. So I ended up getting stuck to the PND. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything until zombies ended up putting me down, which I figured, you know, alright, that was gonna be okay. I figured I have another self-res. I can just get up. We're gonna go attempt the last contract. We're gonna go do the ether extractors, and surely these cannot be bugged just like the PND, right? Well, I was completely wrong. I mean, granted, yes, I kind of figured that these were probably going to be bugged out as well, but I was really trying to give Sledgehammer or just somebody who is running or in charge of this game the benefit of the doubt, like just maybe. Now, I do know that sometime in Season 3, this was fixed because I was able to come in here and do this and it worked just fine. There might be some people out there that are thinking that I'm talking about the activation glitch. Now, there was a thing last season where they had to go in there and fix it with the tap to interact. This is actually not that. This is something completely different. So if your operator doesn't have any weapon equipped to them at all whenever they try to activate the PND or do one of the extractors, you're going to end up getting stuck to it and you're not going to be able to move or do anything until the zombies end up putting you down, which is honestly honestly just terrible. Like, what if you don't have a self-revive? What if you don't have tombstone? I mean, this could just be awful. Now, luckily during the run that I was in, I did have tombstone, and I really didn't have anything in my bag. I think I had one VR11. The game actually gave me two, and I figured, you know what, I'll pop this VR11 case and I'll try to get the last ones done. And what do you know, it was activating, but we ended up getting put down. So this bug is definitely back in the game, and I wanted to get this video out. And the reason why I also wanted to redo this video this season is not only just to show people that it's kind of one of the really easy things that they can do if they want some legendary items. I remember in the last video that I ended up putting out, I was called out by a couple people saying you had a weapon still, even though it was just a knife and I didn't use it at all in the video on one single zombie. Apparently that was still an issue, so I was going to come in here without absolutely anything and do it again. And unfortunately, when you are not holding a weapon, this is what happens. Like you guys always say in the comments, the devs are always listening to us, especially whenever we're talking about things like incendiary bullets or things that are overpowered. But it kind of seems like whenever we're ranting about things that are broken or things that need fixed in the game, it just kind of falls on deaf ears, which kind of sucks. I think if we're not getting any major substantial content added to the game, they could at least make sure that this stuff is running well and properly. Well, even as I was running up the stairs in the dark ether, there's still that huge gap in the floor. I don't know if you guys know where I'm talking about, but there's a huge gap in the floor where you can see underneath the map. That's literally been there since day one. I don't know how this stuff hasn't been fixed or patched yet. Granted, that one is just a little bit smaller and it doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't really affect anything. You just walk right past it. I guarantee you most people don't even notice it. You barely see it on like the left-hand side of your screen when you're walking up the stairs. When it comes to things like getting stuck to the ether extractors or to the PNDs, like those types of things definitely need fixed. You really can't tell me that I'm one of the only ones that actually decided to try one of these contracts without a weapon in my hand. Like you're really gonna sit there and tell me like what, not one QA tester, I mean, tried one of these without a weapon? I don't know, man. It just kind of feels like this game mode gets neglected quite a bit, and it just kind of irks me a little bit because I think this game had so much potential. What am I saying? Has so much potential. Now, I have heard that there is talks of Modern Warfare Zombies coming back in the future. I do believe that Infinity Ward has gotten to a point where they realize that their third mode as Spec Ops isn't really the greatest. And Zombies is just definitely a main staple in Call of Duty that people look for every single year. Spec Ops and raid missions and stuff like that can be kind of fun. They are really just one and done type things. Like even to the people that actually want to complete them, like most of the time they really are just one and done type things. They could be taking their time and investing that into a third mode that will actually have players that will be continuously playing it, probably not even for the continued life cycle of the game, but maybe even past that. I'm not saying that Modern Warfare Zombies is done, because we are only in Season 4 and we do have some seasons left of content still coming. Now with Season 4 Reloaded, we're going to end up getting that Void Rift, which is going to be like the round-based bit for Modern Warfare Zombies. I really hope that that is good. I mean, especially since it's going to be refreshing like all of our schematics and stuff. I think that is a big plus for the game mode. Now, unfortunately, the sad part for Modern Warfare Zombies is I really do believe that they're going to try to wrap up everything in Season 5. I kind of think we're going to end up getting our last story mission, maybe a last schematic or two, maybe a new Dark Ether, stuff like that. My main hopes is that they give us like one big last final boss, something kind of similar to the Red Worm. I think that would be a really cool way to send off the game. Around the time that we're going to be getting Season 6 is around the same time that Black Ops 6 is going to be launching, and I do believe they're going to want all the hype around that. When I pre-ordered Black Ops 6 on the PlayStation Store, it said that the release was going to be on 10/17. That lets us know that there is going to be a week early access of something. Now last year they did a week early access with the campaign. Now this year I have a feeling they're going to be doing the same thing with Zombies. Now especially since this thing has a lot of hype around round base coming back and the game is going to be launching with 2 maps, it only makes sense to me that they would give us an early access of a week. I also have a feeling that they're probably going to only let us have access to 1 map, which hey, that would be perfectly fine by me. That way we would have 1 week with 1 map and I could get a bunch of content out just for that single map and how to do Easter eggs and certain steps and whatnot. Really just get a feel for the game, and then at launch with the 25th we get a brand new map, and then hey, we got a whole new Easter egg and other steps to go for and stuff like that. Now hopefully they don't lock off the Easter egg until launch. That would honestly just be completely tragic. Yeah, going back to that, I do believe that either Sledgehammer or Infinity Ward are definitely going to pick up Modern Warfare Zombies because the fan base for this seems to be thriving a bit. Like I know round base definitely has like a cult-like following almost, and I mean, believe me, I love round base too, and I cannot wait for Black Ops 6. It really does seem like Modern Warfare Zombies and just like the open world formula for zombies has definitely gathered up its own fan base. I see it all the time, not just in my videos, I see it all the the time in other YouTubers videos as well. I mean, especially a lot of us that got a little bit of momentum, I would say, from Modern Warfare Zombies. I'd be seeing comments all the time of people saying that they love Modern Warfare Zombies and that, you know, they're not really the biggest fan of round base, and it just honestly blows my mind. I'm probably not in a bad way that you guys are thinking. It blows my mind because this game mode is actually that loved by quite a few people. It would really only make sense for them to continue it in the future. I do gotta say, I know for a lot of you guys, some of these are some of your first games and some of your introductions into Call of Duty, and you weren't really around for either Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, some of those original round-based zombies experiences, and I understand that. Like, you guys, either you grew up with Outbreak or you grew up with Modern Warfare Zombies, like maybe so this is some of your first time playing zombies, and this is what you fell in love with, and I think that's kind of something that some people don't understand. I also think that if you are a fan of Modern Warfare Zombies or Outbreak or these open world style of zombies, I think that if you give round-based a shot and if you try, you might just like it. Easter eggs are incredibly fun to go for. You can go for really high rounds, you can do like first room challenges and stuff like that. There is a lot of things that you can do in regular round-based that are incredibly fun. Hey, who knows how big that some of these maps that Treyarch is actually talking about making. I mean, we've been hearing about having some pretty big maps in zombies, so that's going to be something that's a little bit new for round-based as well. I do think that there is a world where both of these modes can coexist, and even fans of both sides can actually enjoy both of these things. But I do side with the fact that I think that it might be a little bit better if they split it up between the studios and the years. Because if Treyarch was going to have to put together a open world mode and a round-based mode, there's going to be resources that are taken away from one or the other. Instead of giving us two like kind of half-baked things, why don't you just take all of the resources and put it into one thing? I don't know, that is just my thoughts on it. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys are thinking about all of this. I just had to rant for a little bit, get some of this off of my chest. That loadout, as always, we're going to throw it up on the screen right here for anybody that wants to check it out. The Sidewinder really is not too bad, but I say it is one of the absolute best weapons out here that you can use right now. Probably not, but it will definitely get the job done with almost anything that you want to do. Again, thank you guys for all the support. I greatly do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.